All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to True Crime Loser. I hope you're doing well. So, folks, today we're going to talk about Sidney Meacham. A clip hit the internet a week ago. It's gone totally viral of Sidney inside of his truck on the highway in Portland, completely losing his mind, flying off the handle, blowing an absolute gasket because he had planned to meet some friends and his mother at the Moda Center, which is an arena in Portland. And he's unable to get to the Moda Center because every exit that he needs to take to get to the Moda Center is blocked off by Department of Transportation because there's a parade. The Grand Floral Parade every year brings Portland a number of floats filled with flowers and women doing this and marching bands and classic cars and dance troops, and they throw a bunch of candy in the road and let the children pick it up, and it's a nice little Saturday, but you gotta funnel traffic away and block it off so people can watch the parade and enjoy it in safety. Well, back on the highway, Sidney Meacham is losing his absolute mind. The clip picks up with him answering the phone. It's his mom on the phone. She's trying to get to the Moda Center too and can't. She goes, the parade. I'm stuck on the highway. And Sidney goes, they got the Lloyd Center exit blocked off. They got the Convention Center exit blocked off. And then at that moment, he just drops the phone. His mom's probably like, hello? Because he sees some Department of Transportation workers probably just standing in the exit. Gotta work on Saturday. It's not ideal. I wanted to go out and go fishing today, but it's the parade day. We had to come in, make sure traffic goes the other way, so they're just standing. But he sees some DOT workers. He just drops the phone. You punk mother, boop, boop, yo, boop, yo, and he's driving off honking his horn like a total lunatic. The only reason we're able to enjoy this ridiculous footage is because Sidney has a camera installed in his truck pointed directly at his angry face, and another one facing forward and another one facing back. So it enters the hilarious genre of when life-ruining actions are filmed by the person doing the life-ruining action. Jeremy DeWitt comes to mind. Let me get my body camera ready. All right, here we go. And Sidney, after he screams at the you boop, he, I think, decides this is a personal attack on my soul. I want to go where I need to go, and they're not letting me go there. This is personal. This is an attack. Whatever cocktail of severe mental disorders Sidney has going, he doesn't have the ability to say, all right, believe it or not, this has nothing to do with me. There are things that are bigger than me, and I could have known there was a parade today, or I could have looked it up, but I didn't, and we screwed up, so I'm going to roll with the punches. Sorry, friends and mom, we're not going to be able to go to the Moda Center. I'm driving the hell away from the parade. I'm going to sit at a restaurant till the whole thing's over. I'm going to try to make it home. I'll see you guys on the next one. How fun was the Moda Center going to be anyway? Oh, well, let's hit plan B. But instead of that, Sidney is thinking, no one does this to Sidney. And you actually get to see his face go from 10 out of 10 raging anger and then 2 short minutes later to pants shitting fear and regret of what he did. And that 2 minutes just watching the whole thing play out on his face is amazing, and it makes this footage one for the books. The human face is extremely expressive, and at the beginning, from the beginning to the end of the first 2 minutes, which we're going to watch, his face changes shape and color, and he's a totally different person in just 2 minutes, and we get to watch the whole thing footage directly on his face. So he screams at the DOT worker, and now he's ready to do something big. And so he's tailgating someone, they get out of his way, and there's another exit, and here we go. It's coned off, so he pulls, and he busts through the cone. They're spraying all over the highway, and as soon as you go through those cones and knock them everywhere. It's the point of no return. You can't knock the cones over, and then when you get to the real blockade with the DOT people, just wuss out and stop, and they go, "What are you doing? Get out of here," and turn around. So he's really ready to do something big. So the cones are knocked over, and he's 10 out of 10 raging mad, and he gets to the first blocked exit, and there's 2 construction blockades, a big electronic sign that says event in progress, and 2 huge Department of Transportation trucks with arrows pointing the other way, and he's driving straight out. It's like, what the hell is he going to do? It's totally blocked off, and at the last minute, he swerves into the Ivy embankment, and he's at a 45-degree angle. It's like, Sid, you're in the Ivy? What are you doing? And I will say, he's not regretting his actions quite yet, but as he's up in the Ivy, his face does go from rage to, all right, this is a little bit crazy. I'm in the Ivy embankment with the whole truck at 45-degree angle. I will say I never thought too much of Chevy Avalanches, but his Chevy Avalanche performed extremely well throughout this whole thing. So he's up 45 degrees in the Ivy, somehow misses the DOT trucks and everything else, and he comes back down and he's on the exit again. And there's more trucks, so he's back up into the Ivy, and then he's back on the exit again, and you see his face change to excitement and what's up? Yeah, exactly. No one stops Sydney. No one stops Psycho Sid. And he thinks, all right, the one big blockade with the trucks, I made it past. I'll probably be home free. I'm sure they were unnecessarily blocking off way too much, and I'll just take my own little back roads and go where I need to go, and you guys can just leave me alone. And so he's happy with himself. Oh my gosh, just went up into the Ivy, and then you see his face go from happy to a little bit confused, like, why is there another blockade at the end of the exit? And he's headed towards it at 40 miles an hour, and people are going, what are you doing? And the only thing to do again is swerve right up on the curb with 3 wheels going 40 miles an hour, and then he injects himself into the parade. And the fact that he didn't hit anyone as he launches over the curb and then into the parade, people dove out of the way. There's also just a miracle, a perfect size slot for his truck that he just went in, and all of a sudden he's in the parade. So 2 minutes back, he's going, no one tells Sydney what to do. You want to try to block off me? Watch me go around you too. Oh my God, that was so dumb. And he tries to like immediately swerve off to the left and get out, but there's a bunch of people and there's a little fence thing. So now he's just driving down the parade, and people are throwing water bottles, and people are chasing him, and a cop is going like that, and his face is something else. I mean, imagine, it's gone totally sallow. The color has ran out of it. He's going, I guess they were blocking it off for a reason. Whoops. And then he hears the siren. A motorcycle cop is coming, and he does the hilarious, the cop pulls up, and he gives him the, yeah, no, it's all good, just, how you doing? And the cop's going, pull over, and he's going, I'm trying. And then the cop's in front of him going, what are you doing? Pull over. Sydney's lucky the cop didn't just shoot him. I think if the cop saw what he did to get on the parade, he probably would have taken a lot more action to stop him. But all of a sudden he's just out there and he's going down the middle, and I think the cop's going, what are you doing? He didn't see. And the cops gets in front of him, and Sydney pulls off to the right and knocks people's lawn chairs over, and people are going, what are you doing? And he gets out of there, and then the motorcycle cop's behind him, and he's just in total disbelief that he screwed his life up that totally and completely that fast. And he pulls up to a light, and then an unmarked cop car pulls and gets in front of him, and still there's not too much urgency to like take him down, and the motorcycle cops behind him, and they're like, oh, it's over. And then the light turns green, and he bails again. And at that point, they said that they just let him go because he was running stop signs like a psycho and running red lights, and they had a chopper following him. So then for the next 5 minutes, he's driving around, and he's got this face of like, what have I done? Oh my God. And he's looking in the mirror, and he's hitting his vape like there's no tomorrow. And oh God. And he'll all of a sudden he'll be driving and then just go, and you can see him have a full body wince when he realized what he just did. And so he drives for another about 5 minutes or something. That's what the clip is. And then he pulls over and they arrested him. And his charges for his little, I need to get to the Moda Center, get out of my way. Reading his charges is like singing the song 12 Days of Christmas. Check this out. Sidney, for his little parade stunt, got 17 counts of unlawful use of a weapon, 15 counts of reckless endangering another person, 2 counts of failing to perform the duties of a driver, 1 count of second-degree attempted assault, 1 count of reckless driving, 1 count of attempting to assault a public safety officer, and 1 count of attempting to elude police by car. So he's got to deal with all that. Not going to be good. I think the 17 most serious counts all could be close to life in prison, so that's going to be a nightmare. But before I flip you guys around and we watch the first 2 minutes and watch the amazing sight that is his face going from raging mad to, hi, God, let's get to know the man, Sidney Meacham, a little bit. What is it about this guy? What's he been doing for the last 20 years? Well, it's worse than you think. In 1999, he was convicted of attempted sodomy of a minor. In 1999, he was convicted of attempted rape of a minor. Almost 20 years later, in 2016, he was convicted of sodomy, third-degree felony. Again in 2016, sex abuse, third-degree misdemeanor. And then 4 years later, in 2021, another sexual abuse case that's still working its way through the system. Imagine if that was your life. Hey, so what's your thing? Oh, I've been in and out of the justice system in Portland for the past 20 years for sodomy-related charges. I also have a absolutely embarrassing temper that when I fly off the handle, it's ridiculous. I'm essentially a enraged sex offender. Sidney Meacham. But I'm going to flip you guys around. I think I said this already. If you haven't seen the clip, I'll have it down in the description because to watch the full thing with his music going is really the way to do it. But we're going to flip around and watch the first 2 minutes, so I'll see you in a second. All right, here we are. I got you flipped around. We got Sidney Meacham in his car, about ready to ruin his life. And here we go. He just picked up his cell phone talking to his mother.
Oh my God. Huh? They got it all blocked out. The Lloyd Center exit, the Convention Center exit, every motherfucking exit. You
Okay, so let's stop here. We're 20 seconds in. As you can see, Sidney is not in the greatest mood, and he's screaming and going ballistic at the Department of Transportation workers. Look at that face, though. That is some deep-seated rage. Still honking his horn like a child. But look at this face right here. That's a face of somebody that's about to do something stupid. Let's watch. Oh, I gotta turn it down now. I don't want to get a copyright strike. All right, he wipes the sweat off his face. He's on the highway. Here he's making the decision. All right, everybody else can stick to these stupid blockages. I'm gonna go where I need to go and get to where I need to get, and that's final. You got the classic Keep Portland Weird bumper sticker. He's cruising along. So this exit that he's heading towards, this is the one he's thinking, all right, I'm doing it. He also almost hits this shanty right here. Classic Portland highway shanty. So here we go. He's tailgating the Keep Portland Weird bumper sticker guy. That guy gets out of his way. And here we go. He's through the cones. Up here. And so like I said, this is the point of no return. You can't knock all the cones over and speed towards the block and then just stop and wuss out and say, all right, I'm going the other way. He's going for it. He's got the face. This is it. Let's do it. So he's through. Heads past the electronic. There's an event in progress sign. Not for me, there's not. I'm Sydney. All right, so look at this. There's a sign right here, 2 construction barriers right here. The only way not to blast through those is going up on the ivy embankment. He's in the ivy. All right, so you can see on his face now, there maybe is a little bit of regret, or what am I doing? This isn't going the way that I thought it was, but he's still into it. Just ridiculous driving. He drives back down onto the, can't make it, back into the ivy, things in his car flying everywhere. And so right here, watch his face. He thinks he's through. He thinks he made it past the hard part. After this, it's just get on some back roads and do what he needed to do. So he screams at him again. Ha, I gotcha. Again, confident, happy face. And you get to see his face slowly change as he heads towards the second barricade, which I don't think he thought was going to be there. And so the color and the confidence and everything starts to run out of his face at this moment. Look at him. He's going, what the hell is that? Why would there be another one? You can see his speed right here. He enters the parade going 37 miles per hour. So this guy is waving, what are you doing? 2 trucks. The only way to go is up onto this curb like a lunatic, which he does, going 37, and then there's a person right here. There's a whole group of people right here. He just launches somehow in between them. Then he takes an immediate right to try to get out. Can't. Goes that way. Pulls back on. Everyone's screaming at him. What are you doing? You'll see this guy raise his hands. What are you doing, you idiot? This guy right here is chasing him. Doesn't make it too far because Sydney's going pretty fast, but he's got people chasing him. And I mean, look at Sydney's face. We could go back. I'm at 209. Let's go. Look at that. From that, in like a minute, to... Where am I? Here we go. To that. Oh, God. Somehow he doesn't kill anybody. A cop is on a motorcycle, is on him in a second. And here comes the cop. When he hears the siren, so he's hearing the siren right now. Now the mouth's open. He's really not having fun anymore. Look at his face. The cop is coming in the review mirror, and watch how he gives the cop the, oh yeah, no, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. All good. Yep, no, I'm just in the parade. Look at him. Yeah, all right, I'm good. No problem. No problem, officer. And that's where we're going to end. Look. A sallow, scared, frightened man. Enraged to pants-shitting scared in 2 minutes. The story of Sydney Meacham. I'm going to cut it off there, folks. We got to follow this one. I'm following another roid rage guy, Nathaniel Rademack. Some people remember that one, so maybe I'll couple these together and we'll do updates. But wild stuff. Love you all. Have a good weekend. Why? Steven Y. Shamita.